Hello, everyone. This is Ronnie Romero, and you are watching CMS TV.
I have a pretty clear idea when it comes out where it's supposed to go. I think maybe I'm wrong. Like I know, like I have used riffs from the past. I have used those that were written for something else. I have used those for Dragon Force or for Amahiru. Uh, but uh, but usually now that I've been doing it for quite a while. Now, but then again, I might be wrong, but I cannot think about it right now. I can't think of an example that'll be like, yeah, no, you're right. No, usually I know where I'm going. Usually.
Right. It is Chris Akin Presents. I, of course, am Chris Akin. And today on the show, one of my absolute favorite musicians to talk to. He's always got something awesome to promote, whether it's Kreator stuff back in the old days in the Dragon Force era, and also this band, which has a lot of eyes on it just because of the I guess let me rephrase it. Not just because of the Joey Jordison connection from the past, but just because the music is so damn heavy. I mean, the new record is called In Devastation, out on August the 8th. Sinsaenum is the record, or is the band, and on to talk to me is the guitarist himself, Frédéric Leclercq. Frédéric, how are you, man?
I'm good. How are you doing?
I am great, man. I'm loving the record, although I don't know that I'm supposed to say I'm loving it, man. This is a heavy emotional record coming from you specifically. I'm from what I've read. Let's start there, man. Tell us a little bit about this record, which has so much aggression that is stemming from a lot of loss. Why don't we start there?
Yeah. Okay. Yes. Let's start there. I started writing the material in 2019 when my life was a bit happier, and then I mean, apart from, well, 2019, I left Dragon Force. I joined Kreator. I was also working on my other project, Amahiru, which is with a Japanese guitarist, Saki. So I was taking my time with Sinsaenum. I started to write a bunch of songs, and there was no pressure. It was just like, it will come out when it comes out. That's fine. In 2020, I lost my father, and that just left me empty. I'm not talking about emotionally. I mean, of course, but I mean, it's just like in terms of like songwriting or
Sure.
yeah, no inspiration came out of this. I was hoping it would transform into something, but I was just not able to process. And music is definitely not a priority in such moment. In fact, losing a parent just makes you like, you question what are the priorities in life, what's important, life is short, all of that. And less than a year after, we lost our drummer, Joey Jordison. But first and foremost, I lost a friend. So that was also very painful. And the fact that with the rest of the band, obviously we all call each other and to support each other, but also we all decided that we would dedicate the album to him. I also said that I also wanted to dedicate it to my father because that
Sure.
had an impact on me, of course. And I guess from that onwards, the album went back to I mean, I had to finish the album.
Sure.
Yeah, but when you're in the driver's seat, it's not that easy because with Kreator, Miller is driving and I'm in the passenger seat and I'm just like, oh, look at this and that, and that's
Right.
fine. But with Sinsaenum, I'm the one driving, and I use that analogy in another interview. But when you're driving in the dark with no lights, it's not easy. So you just
Right.
you have to stop every now and then. So there's that. Also, I've been doing all those interviews, and I'm talking a lot about my father, about Joey and what. And I was looking at Sinsaenum socials, like Instagram, the other day, and I found a picture of Stefan and I working, like a picture taken in my old studio in January 21, which I'd forgotten about. And I was like, oh, so I was back at writing stuff then, but no, I wasn't. I guess it was presented that way. I guess I was
Sure.
just trying to, but what it was is basically just recording those songs that I started in 2019. So it's been a very long process. And but the thing is, although it's presented that way, and it's dedicated to people that are no longer with us, and therefore it has that curtain of loss and grief and sadness. This is not a sad album. It's supposed to be. I mean, it's not supposed to be anything. It's just it's aggressive. It's catchy. It has groove, prog elements, melody. So it's not there's two separate things, like the you know the the album being dedicated to dead people, but the music itself is, well, quite, no, I wouldn't say happy because it's still death
Sure.
metal. You know what I mean? But it's that it's the
Cathartic, kind of.
yeah, well, yeah, and the Devastation, the title for the album, Devastation, it reflects how I feel inside. I feel devastated, but also goes well with the music because the music is aggressive and it's like, in Devastation. So it's like
Hmm.
it's many layers, I say. That was a very long answer. I'm
That's
very sorry.
okay. No, that's fine.
I
You
almost lost myself somewhere. Yeah.
well, Frederick, let me. I'll give you a brief personal story just to ask you a question. I write books more than music because I'm a terrible musician, but I can write. And I wrote a book in real time about going through a divorce, and at the same time, my dad passed away. So I get the parent to parent thing. With that book, it sits right over there on a shelf. I'm never going to open it again. Like for me, it's literally chapter closed, put over there.
Mm,
It's over there.
mm.
You can't really do that with this because you want to present this music. Is it tough? Is it tough to not only have that music out there, but have fans that want you to share it?
I can disconnect the two because, like I said, luckily I started writing the music beforehand, so it doesn't. While the whole process, like, I can personally like remember, certain times when I was working on the album, but my mind was somewhere else. But the core, the seeds of those songs come from a happier time from before. So it is not as painful as doing all those interviews. Not that it's painful, it's boring, it's not all that. It's just
Right.
the fact that all the interviews I'm doing, I have to talk about this, I have to talk about
Mm-hmm.
my father, and I have to. So now I'm getting good at it, and it's therapeutic. But the first ones, just like the first interviews, it really hit me like in the face. I was just like, oh my God, oh my God, this is
Right.
painful. Tears in my eyes and whatnot. But now uh, I actually almost enjoy talking about it in a sense that if I can just like convey a message of like, it will, if you lost someone in your life, you're not alone. It's okay to talk about it, and it affects, and you can make something out of it. And if for people who never experienced it yet, unfortunately will come, and
Mm-hmm.
there's always someone. So it's a way to talk about it, which is actually not a bad thing. So it's actually fine. I'm not saying like when we're gonna play Last Goodbye live, maybe the first few times I'm gonna be like very emotional. In fact, when we shot the video, I was already very emotional.
I'll bet.
So but no, it's okay. I guess it's I'm at peace with it now.
Sure. Hey, it's Chris Akin from the Classic Metal Show, Chris Akin Presents, and the Seth Williams Show, straight from the uncensored heart of the CMS network. We've just been crowned a certified Rumble creator, and that means we're bringing the heat. All our shows, commercial free, baby. Advanced episode drops, sometimes months before the normal release, so you're not stuck waiting. You'll get all this plus exclusive content for Rumble Premium subscribers that'll blow your mind. And with Rumble Premium, you'll get every CMS Network show and all of Rumble's other videos with no ads and no fluff. This is our official home, Rumble. It's raw, powerful, and unfiltered. You want in? Just hit us up at rumble.com/register/classic metal show to sign up for free commenting, chat live, and just your ability to join the chaos of all of our shows. Then while you're there, swing by any of our videos, smash that Rumble Premium button, and level up. Subscribe now. Don't sleep on this. Hit the link in the description. Well, obviously, Frederick, the eyes, other than being on you and what you're doing, all eyes on from anybody that's paying attention to this record are going to be on Andre, who steps in to Joey's kit. And for people that don't know, I believe he was Joey's tech. Is that right? And
Yes, correct.
so there is a connection there.
Yeah.
When you brought him in, did you discuss all that about how he would be way more scrutinized than most drummers that walk into any situation would be?
I tried to downplay it. I didn't want to scare him,
Right.
but I think he realized himself those are very big shoes, and he was like he would be nervous about it, but I would just anyway, blah blah, not really talk about it, and I still don't really talk about it. I'm sure it's like I said, big shoes, but I just I made it clear to him that his job was just, it just sounds to me, it sounds just as good, and in within the band, not like Joey changed the face of the drumming in the metal world and
Sure.
and beyond. But Joyce is a very good drummer, and the reason we chose him first and foremost is because he was already part of the family.
Okay.
And it made total sense. We could have asked well-known drummers that are very technical, and that's great, and come here to super group and blah blah. But more than ever, we felt like the need to be a family.
Right.
Yeah,
Sure.
exactly. So that's why. And he's doing an amazing job, and we're very happy, and he's happy, so everybody's happy.
Right. Perfect. Well, man, let's dig into the record a little bit. The first thing that jumps out to me from the singles that I had heard previously is that you guys are really stretching the musical landscape a little bit. You've got some clean vocal in here. There's even a cello in some spot. I mean, you really did stretch out. You got a little bit of progressive stuff in here. Was that on purpose, or is that just the way you were writing at the time?
The second, definitely the way I was writing. There was no. I have to analyze this now that I'm doing those interviews and people asking those questions, and I'm just okay. So the way I'm analyzing this is, but that time when I started to write the music, it was around the time I knew I was going to join Kreator. I also made it official that I was going to join Loud Blast, or at least, I don't know if it was official, but at least we knew that was the case. Was it official? I don't remember. But anyway, so those are two extreme metal bands, and I
Right.
guess Sinsaenum needed to find its own path and not take anything from these two. So maybe with that in mind, that sort of let me free of, I don't know, but I knew in the back of my head that I needed to find my path, and somehow that's probably why I, more than ever, it sounds contradictory, but it's just there was no pressure. I just I wanted to write it the way I wanted. Feels like cello, put cello. Feels like sitar, put sitar. Feels like clean vocals, put clean vocals. Feels like a very long solo, very melodic solo. Let's go for it. Like the song Spiritualize has a very that solo section reminds me a bit of a Testament, a little bit, and why not? The part before is very a lot of arpeggios and whatnot, something closer to power metal than anything we've done with Sinsaenum before. It's not power metal, but it's just like in that sense that it's very
Sure.
melodic and arpeggio sweeping, blah blah. And I'm just like, yeah, why not? I don't give a, and I'm not gonna swear because it's weird, but I don't give any of it. So
Right.
I guess in that sense, that was the best way probably to find my own path, like to find Sinsaenum's real path was just like to do exactly what I wanted in that sense. If that makes
hmm
sense, does that
No,
make
it
sense?
does.
Does?
And
All right.
I'm curious though, for you, how do you decide where to put your riffs then with three different bands that can use what you do? I mean, do you have an instant feel where you create something and you're automatically like, okay, well, that's a Sinsaenum thing, or that maybe I should bring that to Kreator, or
It never happened to me that uh, that I can't think of any time that I took something and just thought, no, that doesn't fit, and that I was wrong, and I just thought, oh no, let me take that back and should go there instead. I have a pretty clear idea when it comes out where it's supposed to go. I think maybe I'm wrong. Like I know, like I have used riffs from the past. I have used those that were written for something else. I have used those for Dragon Force or for
Mhm.
I'm a Hero. Uh, but uh, but usually now that I've been doing it for quite a while, now. But then again, I might be wrong. But I cannot think about it right now. I can't think of an example that'll be like, yeah, no, you're
Sure.
right. No, no. Usually, I know where I'm going. Usually,
Right.
at least in
Definitely.
music. That's one. Yeah,
Well, none of us know where we're going outside of our little specific world, do we?
exactly. Yeah,
Well, let's dig into the record a little bit, Frederick. I always try to start with my favorite song on the record. For me, it's Shades of Black. Easy
yeah.
choice.
Okay.
I love it. Very, very riffy,
Mm.
very, very brutal. Tell me about that song.
Okay. I don't know if it's a rude word, but I don't think it is. The working title was Piss.
Okay.
Uh, that's not rude, is it? No, okay.
It's fine.
Not gonna be a beep for that. But anyway, it's called Beep if you want. And it was super. The song was like ugly, and it had like a the main riff was there, which has like the beep, like a sort
Mm-hmm.
of like stomp a la Satyricon
Sure.
with like like a lot of tremolo, like wow, and then there was like a completely different chorus. It wasn't even like real chorus. It was just like very noisy, and it was going into like it was a different song, and I liked it, but I don't know. I just revisited it after like a few months of not being inspired and whatnot, and I just thought it feels like it should have like a very anthemic chorus, something
Sure.
that you would like clench your fist and go like, "Yeah, I'm at Wacken" or something like that.
Right.
And that came quite naturally. And then I remember asking Stefan, and I was like, "Do you think it's a little too commercial? Is it like a little too much?" And he was like, "No, no, that's cool." And that song had like to me, had the potential of Army of Chaos and Final Resolve in that sense that it's like a instant. It sounds like a single. Mind you, we're not gonna release that one as a single.
Sure.
Maybe when the album comes out, it would be like a song that we put up front. But yeah. Also, one of the reasons we didn't put it as a single is because it's a touchy subject.
Mm-hmm.
The lyrics have been written by Mike Heller, and it's like a sort of a revenge on someone, like a woman being raped.
Mm.
So it's a touchy subject, and
Right.
I mean, it's not unheard of. Just like she takes revenge, and that's
Yeah,
cool. But
sure.
we thought, fuck if we oops,
That's fine. It's fine.
yeah, if we if we do a video for this, this is very touchy, and I don't want
Sure.
to hurt anyone. I don't want to make it like wrong,
Mhm.
or so we're just like, okay, let's skip that. And so that's probably the reason why, one of the reason why, also because the other songs are pretty cool as well. But I think it's a very catchy song, and in the format and the solo section and whatnot, I like it, and I'm glad you like it too.
Yeah, it's a great song. The other
Mm.
one, and I really, really like it, but I was very surprised that it's the closer, is Over the Red Wall.
Aha,
I very much like that song,
aha.
but like I said, I quite honestly, the last goodbye I would have thought would have been the last tune. You know,
Well, yeah,
go
but
ahead.
that's exactly what we thought. Because you know, we went back and forth. I don't know how many days, weeks about like the track, the order
Sure.
in the head to think about like the perfect order, because we're old and we still care about an album
Hmm.
as a whole, not just like bunch of songs and it doesn't matter, because it could be the case, but I like when it tells a story, and the rest of the band are with me on this. So we thought that Last Goodbye being the last would be cliche in a sense. So we were just like, has to be like central, has to come soon, because otherwise it's like, because it is like you said, like for you it would be like the closer. So
Hmm.
that's what we wanted to do, and finishing with like a very like extremely brutal song is a nice way, because we did like quite the opposite on the previous album. We ended with Forsaken, which was a long song and it had like a melodic solo at the end. So this time we just said we're just gonna finish with just like the most brutal one we've ever done, and that's it. So yeah, even though it has like a very melodic solo part.
Hmm.
I'm trying to remember the song right now. No. Yeah, it does have like a very melodic solo, but like the song itself is like extremely fast and intense,
Yes.
and so yeah, but I'm glad you like it too. It's
That's a
good.
great
I mean,
one.
whatever you liked, I'd be happy that you like anything. So yeah.
Very good.
All right, everybody. If you go to Comedy Genius, comedygeni.us, you can get The King, the movie that I made, for only $5. Isn't that right?
So good.
It's the best movie I've ever seen.
Bro, buy it. $5. It's only $5.
One Lincoln buck.
And Matt is a bum in it, an AIDS bum.
That's right. So go Comedy Genius, Comedy Genius, Comedy Genius. That's the .us at the end. $5.
Well, one thing that does stand out on this, and it isn't even a song necessarily, but it's all the songs really, production. The production and
Right.
the mix are spectacular. I mean,
Yes.
to listen in headphones, it is an experience. It's not just a band. I mean, who is it? Las Lemert that did the work.
Lasse Lammert. Yeah, I'm not even sure how to pronounce it, but yeah, he's from Germany. I met him through the black metal band from Japan, Sai,
Okay.
because I recorded the guitar and bass on their latest album. So I had to work with Lasse, who was producing and mixing and all of that. And I really liked the way he was working. The fact that he understood Psy, and he made like the sound, like he gave the band like its own sound, not just like I'm a producer, this is how I sound and whatnot. So
Hmm.
he was just like adapting to the band, and the sound of that album of Psy is different than the one of Sinsaenum. But I just like the way the what he had in mind, and we went back and forth a few times, and I just really enjoyed what he did. So I was like, that's going to be great for Sinsaenum, and I'm glad I was right, because it
Yeah.
does sound good. So
It's well, and what he and I don't know anything about him really, but what he captured with your band, which is very rare in extreme bands, is the layers. Like you can feel the different layering, how it all fits together versus one big old block of
right.
loudness. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's exactly what I wanted to avoid, because it is nowadays standards. It's just like you said, it's just like one block, and it sounds like all Pro Tools and processed and whatnot.
Right.
And sure, we use like modern softwares and whatnot, but I just want this to feel organic. That's always been the case with Sinsaenum. I always wanted it to sound organic, and he was on the same page as us. So indeed, you can hear all the layers, and there was like a lot of layers, because we do have those samplers that we've been working on.
Sure.
Uh, yeah, I felt like this as well. I was just like, I want this to sound a bit more contemporary than before, and I want to use machines if I feel the need to. So there's a lot of layers of synth on Obsolete and Broken, some on this Wretched World. There's like a lot of effects, but trust me, there was like way more because
Right.
because the album has been like recorded in like in parts, and like I said, I would like drive the band and then stop a
Sure.
little bit and then come back, and so sometimes I was just like forgot what the left right had done, and with the right one I would like do layers on my own, and then Lasse had like the joy of just like putting everything back together and go like, oh my God, there's like 70 tracks, maybe not, but like it's like 30 tracks of like samples and booms and explosion and synth, and what am I supposed to do with this? So a lot of his work was actually to go through all of that and select and go like, no, 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 yes, yes, no, yes,
Right.
no. So, and the idea was because we wanted to make sure that everything that we put there, you have to listen to, you have to hear it, even if you need to go like a little closer to your speaker or whatever. But we wanted to make sure that you could hear everything. So, yeah.
Right on. Well, Frederick, obviously, man, you have a new record. I know there is whenever anybody puts out a record, you need to tour it. It's basically the way that people discover things. I know you have some dates that are announced for October. Is there anything before then coming up, or are you busy with other stuff, or?
I'm busy with Kreator right now. I'm home for like 2 days, and I was in Estonia this weekend. Now, last weekend, this weekend I'll be in Turkey. Then I go to Germany. Then I come back. Then I go to Spain. So the whole summer I'm busy. And then we're doing those shows with Sinsaenum in October. Then I'm busy again. We're gonna try to do some shows maybe in January, but it's difficult because I am very busy, and also we need to, quite frankly, we're starting not from scratch because people know they know the name of the band and they kept listening to us. Like I said in many interviews, I can see like the streaming platforms, and people kept listening to us for like we've been away for 7 years. But that means also that, like I said, we're not starting from scratch, but we're starting from low, so we need to build up again. So
Mhm.
that takes time, and I don't want to rush and do like. And then the album is not even out, so it's
Right.
very hard to tell. I cannot. It was difficult to book those shows in advance because I had my window of opportunity, like, of availability. I knew that only I've known that like maybe 2 months ago. So we
Okay.
had to, someone had to call like some venues and go like, "Hey, remember Sinsaenum? Yes. There's a new album coming out. Oh, cool. Can we listen to something? No. Who's the
Right.
drummer? Can't tell you. But give us a show. Well, so uh,
Right.
it's a little complicated. So we take it like step by step. No pressure. I just want to make sure that we do everything right, and if people like the album, then there will be a way. If it will, if people like the album, there will be a way for us to come and play in front of those people. But if,
Sure.
if people don't care, there's no point for us traveling somewhere and play in front of nobody. I can do that in my my bedroom.
Right. And you have other bands to travel with, so.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, it doesn't mean that it doesn't mean that Sinsaenum doesn't matter to me. In fact, it
Sure.
matters a lot. But it's just I'm not gonna. My life's not depending on it.
Hmm.
Um,
No, it
you
makes
know,
sense.
yeah,
I'll just say this: if you like extreme metal, anybody that likes extreme metal with a couple of twists turned in here and there, there's no reason not to like it. It is a straight up awesome metal record, which is exactly what I think you were going for. Yeah.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah. So I'm glad you grasped that. Yeah, that was the idea.
Right on. Well, Frederick, obviously, man, the new record is called In Devastation. It is Sinsaenum. It is out on August the 8th. And we try to tell everybody not to just stream, but to actually buy something, whether it's there you go, vinyl or
Yeah,
shirt,
yeah.
anything. Where do we tell them to go to get this stuff?
Right now, nowhere because it's not out. There will be links in on due time on our social medias
Okay.
because we need to do I'm working on the new designs for shirts and whatnot. The album is I don't know who's releasing it in the US. In Europe, it's Ear Music, but I don't know. I'm not sure who's doing that in the US just yet.
Yeah, I
But
think it's your music here too. Yeah.
Is it? Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
That's my knowledge. Like I know nothing, Jon Snow. But so yeah, it will be out. And I don't know. Where do you guys buy albums nowadays? Best Buy, do they have physical albums?
No, they don't. I really,
Right.
it's the little record stores or it's Amazon.
Right. Okay. Well, I mean, obviously Amazon is like the easiest choice, but I would say like support small stores because there's nothing better than to go there and just like, I don't know if it's still the same, but I remember going there like spending hours just like looking
Hmm.
at covers and just like, can I listen to this one? And oh my God, you know that one? And then see someone with like a metal shirt going like, oh cool, that guy is cool. He's like taking the, black metal section. Just, hey man,
Right.
so. It's a nice it's a nice place. Those are nice places. So go there and buy the album there. But honestly, if you're broke and you just want to listen to it on a streaming platform, it's okay too. It's
Mhm.
fine. But the best way to support an artist would be to buy a shirt and. But it sounds like I'm begging, just
No,
like,
no.
oh man, come on, buy us a shirt.
Look, we have to tell people these days because if we don't tell them, then they just think Spotify's the only answer.
Well, I mean, they need to realize that. Imagine like if you had like a monthly subscription to Walmart, and then you can go there and you can buy everything you want for like a
Hmm.
month. People would find that really strange. I'm sure they'd love it,
Sure.
but it would be very difficult for like the people that make the milk and blah blah blah. And it's the same here. It's just like, you pay whatever that is per month. I think it's a bit more expensive now. And they give you like a very, 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 very small amount out of that.
Right.
But hey, yeah, that's
Yeah.
another, yeah, that's
Another
another,
discussion. I hear you.
yes.
Well, one more time, the record is In Devastation. It is Sinsaenum. August the 8th is the date to pick it up, and you should buy it. And Frederick, this has been fun. Thanks for joining me here on Chris Akin Presents.
Thank you very much.